What a stunning, beautiful Sunday morning. We're here at Bedner's Farm in West Boynton Beach for the Asphalt Angels Thumpin' Pumpkin Car Show. This thing is barely half an hour old, and we've already got over 100 cars here. The place is teeming with people. Stick around. You're going to want to see what's coming up next. I'm with Chuck Royster of the Asphalt Angels and Marie Bedner of Bedner's Farm Fresh Market. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you very much. It's such a great opportunity to be here and participate in this wonderful show. It's been fantastic.
Yep. Marie, you got a great turnout today.
Yeah, absolutely. A great crowd for our second show, and I think everybody's enjoying the day.
We'll have more to come in the future, won't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
Hey, my name's Steve Wooster. I'm from Lake Worth, Florida, and this is my 55 Chevy First Series pickup. It's a frame-off restoration. Everything basically on it is brand new, from Bluetooth, the hands-free telephone, to 7-inch DVD player, to Sirius satellite radio, to power steering, disc brakes, everything. It sat in the garage for about 8 years till I finally started working on it and worked on it for a couple of years and put it together, and this is what we ended up with, and we're having fun with it. I saw the new Dodge Chargers driving down the turnpike, and you'd see the color pop from a couple of miles away, and that wasn't very hard to decide after that. The interior was done by Harvey's Ragtops here in West Palm Beach, and he did a heck of a job. It's comfortable as it could be, and really nice. It drives nice. It drives real nice. I drive it everywhere. I've put about 3,000 miles on it in a couple of months, so everybody, they want to take pictures next to it. You know, it's pretty cool.
Coming up on Car Show Television.
Chuck, we're in car heaven.
I'll tell you, we've died and gone to heaven, man. It's awesome.
There's a Buick Roadmaster right behind me. It's beautiful.
And look at the Deuce Coupe over there.
Got a Deuce Coupe? Does it get any better than this?
No. I mean, it could not get any better than this. And we're so thankful for you guys supporting us and helping the Asphalt Angels, for all of our charitable organizations. It's absolutely wonderful, man.
This is good people right here. Chuck Royster, Asphalt Angels. Stick around.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. And you're good people too, dude.
Okay, my name is Barry Zeleski from Boynton Beach, Florida. I'm formerly from Philadelphia, PA. I've been here about 3 years. And this is a 1955 Pontiac Safari Wagon. It's the sister car to the Chevy Nomad. They made about 3,755 Pontiac Safari Wagons. It came out about 6 months after the Chevy Nomad. It's the first year for a V8 engine in a Pontiac, first year for a 12-volt electrical system. And this car has a 287 cubic inch V8. It's about 190 horsepower. The car, I've owned it for 30 years. I bought it in 1984 from the original owner. He owned the car. He bought the car, he traded in a 1950 Dodge to buy this car. The car was restored in 1994, about 20 years ago. The bodywork and paint was done by a shop just outside of Philadelphia. No power steering, no power brakes. It's got the lighted hood ornament on the front. The lighted hood ornament is as bright as the headlights when it's on at nighttime. Okay, I wanted the 55 Safari Wagon because when I was a kid in college, I had a 1955 Chevy Nomad. The car was in pretty rough shape when I bought it. Back in 1973, I paid $400 for the car. It was in bad shape. And driving to school one day, one of these passed me on the highway in Philadelphia. And I caught the guy at a light and I said, "Hey, how did you get those Pontiac quarters on the back of that Nomad?" And he said, "This isn't a Chevy, this is a Pontiac." I said, "I never saw one. They never made a 55 Pontiac two-door wagon." He said, "They certainly did."
And coming up on Car Show Television.
Welcome to Bedner's Farm Fresh Market on Car Show Television.
Hi, I'm Jeff Lerner from Boca Raton, Florida. You're looking at a 1935 supercharged Auburn 851 Phaeton. This car has spent most of its life in Texas. I've had it for a few years. It's a wonderful driving car. Many people are familiar with the Auburn Speedsters. This is its brother in a four-door convertible form. It allows a number of people to be taken, especially in parades, which you cannot do with a two-door car. And it's a lovely car to drive. It was way ahead of its time when it was built. The reason why I'm here, other than the beautiful weather, is this car was the muscle car of its day. It had over twice the horsepower of the average car of its day. It has a straight-eight engine by Lycoming. It is of the car company that included Auburn, Cord, and Duesenberg, makers of the finest American engines of all time, with a Schwitzer Cummings supercharger that would produce 150 horsepower. It can drive well even with antique-style brakes and suspension at 65 miles an hour, as long as you don't take a turn too quickly, because it does still have bias-ply tires. It's a lovely car. It's got great lines, and people enjoy it. Well, the Auburn company was started in 1900. It lasted till 1937. It was part of the group headed by Mr. Cord, who also started a car company in his name and also bought Duesenberg, among many other things, the airplane company, trains, steamship lines. He was a very wealthy guy until he got into trouble with the Securities Exchange Commission. But before his car empire died, they were the technical innovators of their time. They challenged the Duesenberg brothers to build the greatest car in the world, which they did. And the Auburn and the Cord shared most of the technology, including the engines. They are pipes. They're pipes coming out of the manifold. They first started that with Duesenberg, and it became a style item. It also helps to deflect some of the heat from the block, which it does do very well. Just don't touch them. I hope you didn't touch it. They do get hot, but it does make the car much more efficient in its cooling, because the radiator technology at the time was lacking as compared to now, and it does help a lot.
Hey guys, Art Delore from Boca Raton, Florida. How y'all today? Want to talk about the car? Well, 1974 Volkswagen Ghia. It's the last year. It was actually made in, I believe this one was May of 74. The last one's rolled off the line in July of 74. It does have a really high number, or low number, whatever. They only made, this is a coupe. They made about 5,509 coupes in 74. This one's got the original motor, which I sent away to Germany and got the birth certificate, which you can do that with Volkswagen, which is kind of cool. It's got air conditioning, which is very rare. They had it in the manual, the air conditioning, but the factory never put air conditioning in these. They were done at the port, whatever port they came in. Now, this particular car happened to come in Portland, Oregon, is where it was delivered in 1974, and it was originally owned by a dentist who took delivery 2 days before Christmas in 1974. It was a gift to himself. I actually traced it back to him and contacted his son. And unfortunately, I do have the original owner's manual and some of the paperwork, but any of the sales receipts and all that was long thrown away. But getting back to the car, I mean, it's a pleasure to drive. It's life in the slow lane. I went from a 32 Ford, which was life in the fast lane, to a life in the slow lane with one of these. It's just great. I first learned to drive when I was 7 years old, sitting on my dad's lap in a '59 Bug. I worked the steering wheel and shifted it, but he worked the controls. Obviously, my legs wouldn't reach the floor. That kind of set the seed a little bit, and that was in That was in 1962. So then in '65, my dad took delivery of a brand new Karmann Ghia with air, no less. This is up in New York. We moved to Florida in '66, and I rode with my dad all the way down to Florida. A few years ago, I sold the Ford, and I was looking just for something to fool around with, something laid back, and I'm thinking, well, why not a Volkswagen? Then I started looking at Karmann Ghias, and I actually found this one down in Arizona and had it delivered here. That's where, I wanted to have a Ghia because my dad had one, and this is original color. It's been repainted once. It's called Olympic Blue. The interior's not original. I'm eventually going back to that, but it's very, very comfortable.
Coming up next on Car Show Television. Hey, welcome to Car Show Television. My name's Andrew McCleary, and we are here. It is a beautiful weekend here at Markham Park in Fort Lauderdale. We are here for the Teamsters Union 769 6th Annual Picnic. They are here raising money for South Florida families. We got lots of really great cars to show you, so let's go check out the cars.
Okay, I'm Mike Scott with the Teamsters. I just want to welcome you and thank you for coming out to Teamsters Local 769 7th Annual Car Show here at Markham Park. Thank you.
My name is Keith Seafield. I'm from Cooper City, Florida. I'm here today at the car show with my grandfather's 1951 Ford F7. This is originally from Chicago. He worked for the Fire Patrol in the early 50s, and the Fire Patrols, basically, they work for the insurance companies. So while the firemen were fighting the fires in a structure, the patrolmen were there covering all the belongings and merchandise with salvage covers, which reduced the claims that the insurance companies had to pay out. But this vehicle I purchased about 7 years ago. I just finished a 5-year frame-off restoration on it. It is a wood frame body. It's got the original 337 Lincoln motor, which we pulled out and rebuilt. It's just an interesting vehicle. Like I say, it's all wood frame, and it was a challenge when we restored the vehicle because the doors were all wood frame. You can imagine after 60 years, the condition of these doors. But I'm very pleased with how it came out. An interesting thing about the bell in the front, when I bought the truck for $800 from the Fire Museum of Greater Chicago, it was missing the bell. And what happened is a local fireman in Montana walked into his local fire station with the bell, and he said, "Listen, I'm interested in selling this bell. Are you interested in it?" And a captain on duty said, "There's some guy on the internet looking for this bell." So he looked it up, and he got my email address, and within a week, I had the bell back for the truck. So they're very rare. They only made a couple dozen of them. But this vehicle did not carry any fire hoses. All the firefighting equipment that the fire patrolmen, which they did do firefighting, would be taken off the engines and ladder trucks. But it's just a very interesting vehicle. A lot of hard work. I really enjoy working on it. My boys are young. They love driving in this thing, playing with the bell and the siren. And it's been a pleasure to restore it. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I just love driving it, and the looks we get on the road. People are shooting video. We stop at a gas station. People are waving. Everyone's smiling, always waving to it. We really enjoy that. Like I say, my boys love it. Bring it to their school. I pick them up from school in the truck, and all the kids are really thrilled about it. Right. The original driver of this vehicle, Ron DiRenzo, he just passed a month ago, but he was my grandfather's driver in the early 50s. And in this past April in the Cooper City Founders Day Parade, he flew in from Chicago and he drove me and my family in the parade, and he just had the greatest time. To see the look on his face to get behind the wheel again, you know, it was just priceless. Unfortunately, he just passed away about a month ago, but he had a really good time driving it again. Well, normally the fire patrolman, there was an officer, a driver, and then you had 3 fire patrolmen. And in Chicago and most of the fire patrols, the fire department guys wore black helmets and the patrolmen wore red helmets, so that's how you can distinguish between the two. But in the back, there's 4 bins, and these bins were salvage covers. They carried 44 salvage covers. So normally these guys would get off the truck with at least 2 on their shoulders, and they're about 35 pounds apiece, and they climb up ladders. They would, walk into smoky structures. So say, for instance, the fire's on the 3rd floor of a building, they'd be on the floor below, and they'd be, like I say, getting all the merchandise in one area and covering it up to keep the water and smoke from coming down and damaging the material. So they did a valuable service. I mean, you can have a fire in your house and the insurance company can come in and write you a check, but they're not going to, how can they replace those valuable heirlooms that you have, you know? So that's what the patrol, they protected stuff like that. Sure. The Shoecraft truck body builders, they were actually around from 1867 to 1936, and they shut down in the middle of the end of the Depression. But they started the business back up in 49 and shut down in the early 50s, and that's when they built this truck. It's the only one that they built for the fire patrol organization.
My name is Jim Murray from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I was born in Miami, Florida. Been here all my life. This is a 1961 Ford Galaxy. It's a Starliner. They made them in 2 years, 1960 and 1961. They lasted a big body cars from the 50s. They came from the factory. You could get a 390 high performance with 3 deuces on it. And those cars are 401 horsepower. And this one's just a little bit closer. We got a 427 in it with 425 horsepower. Still basically the same motor, and it's a good driving car. You drive around town and feel like your daddy with your shoulder out the window, and everybody gives you the thumbs up as you're going down the street. Just a beautiful car from the past. Yeah, the 1960s had a flat tail fin on it, and 61 up, they started rounding them off a little bit. Made it look a little different. I kind of miss the old big flat fenders, you know, they kind of look good when you're going down the street. But both of these cars with this fastback look, no post, it's a sharp looking car, and it drives it's a heavy car, so it drives well. Originally was a 390 high performance with 3 deuces, and it had 401 horsepower from the factory. And that thing was a scream to drive. I mean, it was one of them things where you want to scare somebody, it would put them back in the seat so hard that they couldn't move forward on their own. It just had so much power. It was really, really awesome. I was 18 years old, so I'm 65 now, so it was a long time ago.
Richard Mazurek from Pompano Beach, Florida. I brought my 1954 Studebaker Champion. About 4 years ago, I was doing a job in Bozeman, Montana, and I went to a meeting actually with a bunch of hot rod guys out there, and they told me about this car that was out in the Indian Village under a lean-to outside of Bozeman, and I went out there, looked at it, and the man wanted to sell it. The wife was reluctant to sell it, but eventually they sold it to me, and I brought it home. It was a beautiful project because it had absolutely no rust to it, and I kind of liked that. I got rid of the 6-cylinder that was in it. I put a Buick Grand National turbo motor in it. I put air conditioning, power steering, power brakes, had all the chrome work redone. There was no body work visibly to be seen, a couple little dings, but that was it. All the glass was in perfect shape on the car. The Studebaker actually doesn't mean anything to me other than I like oddball cars. Now I'm working on this car, and I love this car a lot. It's certainly an eye catcher. It handles beautiful, and it's great to ride on the road, and I love to see them thumbs up every time I take it out.